Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, traders and investors. It's Rod with Power Group. Today is Saturday, January 29th. I hope you were well today. Happy Saturday. And in today's short video, we're going to be discussing the MJ stock Trulieve, ticker symbol TRUL in the CSE, and my thoughts and opinions on the stock in the days and weeks ahead. Also going to share some private placement news with you folks. So before we get into that, make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future uploads. First, we'll look at the private placement news, which came out yesterday. So Trulieve announced yesterday that they closed a second tranche of its previously announced private placement of 8% senior secured notes 2026. They are due for an aggregate gross proceeds of $75 million. Together with the first offering of notes, which closed on October 6, Trulieve has issued notes totaling an aggregate gross proceed amount of $425 million. The notes have the same terms as those issued on October 6, and Canaccord Genuity Corp acted as the sole agent and sole bookrunner in connection with the offering. The offering was conducted on a best efforts private placement basis pursuant to the terms of an agency agreement between the company and the agent. The company has made the required filings to list the notes on the Canadian Securities and Exchange, the CSE, following the expiry of 4-month Canadian statutory hold period. Truly's strong financial profile and profitable track record afford U.S. access to non-dilutive growth capital at industry-leading terms for U.S. cannabis companies with multi-state operations. This additional funding provides greater flexibility as we execute our strategic initiatives in 2022. That came from Kim Rivers, the CEO of Trulieve. The company intends to use the net proceeds of offering for capital expenditures and other general corporate purposes. The offering and sale of the notes have not been and will not be registered under the Security Act of 1933. Moving on to the chart. So it hasn't been looking good if you've been following the cannabis space over the last year or so. Everything's pretty much been on a complete free fall. We're down, anywhere from 70 to 90% across the board. Canadian LPs have been getting hit the hardest as of the last year or so, but now we see US MJ starting to catch up with that weakness. And we just confirmed a monthly downtrend, as the title of the video suggests, and it's not looking good right now for Trulieve. We closed at the low of the week. We've got one more trading day before the monthly candle close, and we're due to close at the bottom of that monthly candle. So going to go over my thoughts and opinions here, and we'll go through this as quickly as I can. So as I mentioned, we had a monthly downtrend confirmed. We had the low here of the pullback, the high of the bounce. So that was the low, high, and we were looking for a higher low, but we ended up breaking down and dropping to a lower low. So we had the low, the high, and the lower low, which gave us our monthly downtrend confirmed. We're also in a weekly downtrend, which is not new information, but we'll look at that here in just a second. Bring up the weekly chart. So we did have a bit of a heads up here. If we look back to the bounce here on December 20th, we had a lower high followed by a lower low, and we've pretty much just been downtrending. We tried to change the weekly trend here. We basically double bottom there at that 29.57 support, and we were trying to get that bounce underway, but we ended up getting slammed back down. SPY also had a huge 10% drop from the all-time high, which I had warned multiple weeks in advance that we should be looking at taking some short positions and some hedging positions, and this is just the weakness following the broader market. And take a look at the weekly volume here is ramping up here on the bear volume as well, so it's not looking good. So like I said, once we failed to change that weekly trend, we just dropped to a lower low. So we're still in a weekly downtrend. Now we're in a monthly downtrend, and we also have a monthly and daily bear flag on watch. So if we take a look at the monthly bear flag and we take a look at the measured move, that would bring us down here to around that $8 mark, which would mean that we would give up the whole entire move from that low of March 2020 up to the high of $67 there in February of 2021 last year, which is not looking good. And if we just take a look at MSOS, if we're going to mirror anything that it has done, well, just take a look at what happened to MSOS after its run and its top in February. It gave back the whole move. So it's not exactly what everybody wants to hear, but I'm just being real with you folks, letting you guys know what I see. Personally, I'm focusing more on Canadian LPs, which have access to major exchanges like the NYSE and the NASDAQ, which are also beaten up a lot more than USMJ. I think USMJ can see a bit more downside here. And until they're really listed on any major exchanges, until the big money can flow into these names, my main focus is going to be on Canadian LPs. But once we see Trulieve and other MSOs and USMJ companies uplist, that is going to be my main focus going forward. But it's not looking good. It doesn't mean we have to hit this $8 target. The measured move actually takes us down to about $7. But we do have strong support there, in my opinion, at $8. It's hard to imagine that we would lose that. But anything can happen, right? We just need to be, we need to plan for the worst. We need to plan for all scenarios, and we need to need to have realistic expectations. So just, being blindly bullish is not good for anybody. And like I said, I wanted to come on and just share this little bit of a warning that we could see further follow through to the downside here. And also increasing weekly bear volume, like I mentioned. We also had a POW algo sell alert on Trulieve. Just bring up the sell alert here so you can see here we had a sell alert that triggered yesterday, and medium to long-term bearish evidence. We also had sell alerts on Netflix. We had a sell alert back on SPY on December 3rd, Netflix on December 4th, and just one by one we have Hive, we have Target, Riot, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, QQQ, all with sell alerts. And I did a video, maybe I'll do another video on this, but if you take a look at, for example, Netflix, it's not looking good. Bring this up here real quick. So if we just take a look at when that alert went off, it was on December 4th, which was right here. So you can see December 1st, and then look what happened after that algo alert went off. We dropped about 40% on Netflix. And like I said, it was all of QQQ. So going to be keeping a close eye on that algo alert that went off on Trulieve. But like I said, it's lining up. We're in a monthly downtrend. We're in a weekly downtrend. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, we lost the 10-week moving average. We had a bear cross of the stochastic and the MACD. We're below all of the weekly moving averages. We're below all of the daily moving averages. And we also had a death cross back here in the summertime, which is back in July. So it's just been a complete free fall since then. And like I said, just playing catch up really to the rest of MJ. And that drop, that 10% drop on SPY, didn't help things and make matters any better. In fact, it made matters worse, and it could get worse before it gets better. But the good news is we saw that drop in SPY, so we're starting to see Canadian LPs correlate to the S&P 500 a little bit more than US MJ. If you look at what happened yesterday, Canadian LPs were up and a lot of US MJ was down. So let me know in the comments below if you think we're going to meet that $8 target. Again, like I said, I know a lot of bulls don't want to be hearing this right now, but this is the reason why I do these videos is to give everybody my perspective and to hopefully help you plan your positions better. Again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but there's opportunities that we can utilize, like a hedging plan, that type of thing, to limit our downside and our risk going forward, especially in one of the most riskiest asset classes on the planet. Thanks for joining us again on The Pursuit of Wealth. Again, it's Rod with POW Group. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe to the channel on your way out, and we'll see you on the next video.